Hello, beach friends. I live here in Florida, and I would like to take you on a little beach adventure with me. I moved to Florida almost 5 years ago now, and I am in love. This state is absolutely beautiful, and today I'm going to share some of the things that I love most about this state: the seashells, the critters, and the beach. Today we'll be exploring Tigertail Beach on Marco Island, Florida. Now, this beach is a little unusual because there's a lagoon that separates the parking area from the beach, so I have to walk about a half a mile to get all the way down to the beach, and I don't mind. I like to appreciate all the flora and fauna, and it appears as if the local area here might have some critters like raccoons. Now, if you want to visit and you don't like the idea of that half-mile walk to the ocean, later on I'll tell you all about a shortcut I take through the lagoon. So after our little walk, it does appear that there will be seashells to go through, and hopefully the low tide will help. I have been struggling a bit with the weather because the good low tide is either overnight or during our afternoon storms, so I'll be making do with what I've got. So the lowest tide we're going to get today is only a foot, and that's okay because there's going to be no rain. I'm going to have to walk really far from any kind of safety from storms. So as long as the weather cooperates, we're in good shape. All right, it looks like our first seashell of the day is a lettered olive, and that is fabulous because it's a great segue to me telling you that we will get to see a live example of one of these critters later on, in addition to a whole bunch of other great treasures. So if you're ready to see what is all out there for us today, let's go to the beach. All right, looks like, all right, another lettered olive. Now this one is interesting me because it's got a lot of white on it, and I'm going to worry about it later. Later on at the end of the video, we're going to check out that shell again. I really would like to find an albino olive, so I'm kind of on the hunt for something different. This is something I do not normally pay much attention to. This is a pen shell. We do have a couple different kinds of pen shells. This one happens to be called a half-naked pen shell. Now, the reason I'm kind of paying a little more attention, I'm making sure that there's nothing hiding, no creatures are kind of hiding in there. So just a little bit of beach stuff. I took that off, and I'm going to actually hold on to that pen shell for a change. This is a Florida fighting conch. I just had to check it out. And so guess what? That's what the inside of a Florida fighting conch looks like. Yeah. So my goal today is to walk to the very point, the very north end of Tigertail Beach. Theoretically, we're going to be encountering less and less people because there's really only this one entrance, and then there's nothing else till you get to the end of the island. Now, for a minute, let's quickly talk about Tigertail. It's a very unique layout. This is the parking lot, and then you can cut through the lagoon here. Now, that's not what I did. I park on the far end of the parking lot over here, and then I walk around. Let's zoom out for a second. So that's what that looks like. Again, I'm parking here, and then I have to walk, and it's about, like I said, about almost half a mile to go around that. We're going to cut through the lagoon. The shortcut is here. So we are going to cut through that on the way back, but I happen, like I said, I like to walk. I don't mind at all. But I will show you again later on what it kind of looks like if you're going to cut through the lagoon. This reminded me of a carrier shell. I know it's not a carrier shell, just got some oysters on a ponderous arc, but I do have, there's other shells that are out there that I've never found, and I've stumbled across some of them. One of them I did last week, and it's so exciting because it's just the first time I get to kind of encounter these things. Most of the things we see today, I've already encountered, like this jingle. It's also called a baby's foot. So I think it's going to be a jingle kind of day today. So if you like jingles, you're in luck. Yep, there's one there. There's one there. Now, jingles are typically on the beach. I just don't always pay attention to them. So I guess, I don't know what, they just kind of struck my fancy today. So I decided to go jingle hunting. So yes, we do have a bunch of jingles. I like the orange and the yellow ones. It's a little more unusual. I'm really drawn to color. So this is a calico scallop. I love almost like a heart on the bottom of it. Yeah, isn't that pretty? So that is a calico scallop. Very lovely. Oh, I see a roller. What do we got? That is a banded tulip. Hunteria, what was it? Cinctura hunteria. That is the scientific name. All right, I did see something else kind of, all right. Oh, I love a good ribbed cantharus. Isn't that a neat shell? So yeah, I really enjoy finding those ribbed cantharus shells. All right, let's let the camera focus. Yes, it's Tigertail isn't open till 8, so I cannot get on the beach until then. Right now it's 8:31 in the morning, plenty of light. There's other times when I get on the beach and sun isn't quite up yet, but not today. All right, we got a part, yeah, fighting conch. Oh, and a little horse conch. It kind of reminds me of the wabi-sabi, where that we just kind of understand that things are transient and they're imperfect. I'm going to hold on to that horse conch, that wabi-sabi horse conch. And this is just lovely. That is a sunray Venus clam. And I like them anyway. And then I just really like trying to see all the different, yeah, this one's a little different, the colors. Sometimes they're pink and black and tan, and that one's okay, just a little bit faded. All right, looks like we got a little bit of action up here. I see a couple of people that look like they're all shellers kind of congregating in this area, so I kind of trying to get my hopes up a little bit. But once I kind of got up there, I'm like, oh man, kind of cloudy, kind of seaweedy. All right, no cool buried shell pile or anything terribly interesting here. We'll just keep moving, see what else is out there. Oh, Florida fighting conch. I'd consider that to be like a juvenile Florida fighting conch. Lovely. I thought I saw another olive. Nope. What do we got this time? Oh, a cone, a Florida cone. Yep, those are the party animal shells. They have their scars. So that is a Florida cone. A shark eye, it looked like. Oh, it's not. It is a Florida prickly cockle. And it doesn't have real strong colors on the inside or on the exterior. Oh, that's just kind of neat. So yeah, that's a Florida prickly cockle. Oh dear. That is a lot of seaweed. Okay. Not what I was expecting. I did encounter quite a bit on Sanibel a few weeks ago. I'm just kind of surprised. And I figured, yeah, while the seaweed's kind of like preventing me from finding too much, let me check out this back area here. So this is part of that lagoon. Let's see, anything exciting over here? Yeah, a couple birds. No shells. I was kind of wondering if it was going to be a little muddy, if there might be an opportunity to, to find any other shells over here. But most of the time, you're going to be better off on the Gulf-facing beaches. Oh, rose petal tellin. Look at that. I was not expecting to find that here on Tigertail. And I personally think those shells are even more special when they have the drill holes. So if some other critter drilled a hole in that. That was a little pink rose petal tellin. Now, this scallop, I think, is the top of a zigzag scallop. So we have scallops that are very flat, and then the other shell is not flat. And that would be something that looks like this. That is really neat. I don't find them often. I think maybe that was only the second one. Or I find them and I'm just not paying attention. I didn't really realize what I found. All right, kind of most of our ponderous arcs and our common shells are there. We're going to keep it moving. Oh, there's another rose petal tellin. Yep, I will slow down for that every time. And fun fact, they can also be white, so that trips me up a lot too. And I don't know what it is. I just really like to understand what shell I'm picking up. I like to do the research and find out what it is. That is another calico scallop. I do love those little bursts, those little yellow rays of color. Beautiful. Oh, another jingle. Oh, the orange, yeah. Oh, yay, lots of orange jingles. So yeah, and that's no shortage of things on the beach here in Florida. So this is another prickly cockle, a Florida prickly cockle that has a nice strong color, unlike the one I picked up earlier that I wouldn't say weaker, it's just more muted. And stuff like that interests me. And then the outside too. The strong color carries through both the outside and the inside. I just find it interesting. Plus I like Florida prickly cockles. So thanks for letting me just kind of go through that. The birds are having a great time in the seaweed. There was like bugs. There's probably like little crabs and all sorts of delicious things hiding out in there. So the birds are having a great time. Jingles. Oh, and a quahog. So that is a juvenile quahog. Yep. Or you could, I used to call them a quahog. That's not the way you say it. Apparently it's quahog. Thank y'all for correcting my pronunciation. That is a calico clam. Aren't they pretty? I know, I feel like clam is supposed to be something like a really like kind of basic shell, but some of them are quite lovely. Oh. Yeah, so the seaweed was not doing me any favors. It was very cloudy. I can't see through seaweed, and so well, all right. It's going to make my trip down to the end of the beach a little bit quicker. This is a piece of quahog. So it's a very thick shell. And yes, you can cut them and actually kind of count the rings like you would a tree. Isn't that interesting? See, so really thick. That's one of the real hardy shells we can find down here, the quahogs. Unlike the jingles, look at this big one. They're rather delicate. Oh, you can really see the baby's foot on the other side. Yep, another lovely jingle. I was pretty sure it was going to be Jingle Day. Another calico scallop. Oh, very nice. Yeah, those are typically pinks and purples. Ah, still seaweed. That's all right. Just going to have to pick through the seaweed. See what else is here. Okay, well, looks like it's thinning out maybe a little bit as I walk to the end of the island. Okay. Like I said, I got there a lot quicker because the shells are not slowing me down. So just kind of get to the end and kind of hope for the best. Oh, a little shell pile here. All right, what all is here? Let's see. Yep, ponderous arc. They're definitely going to have your common shells. All right, there's another calico scallop. And a coquina. All right, let me fix yeah, there we go. Now we can actually see the shells. There we go. So calico, scallop, coquina. Yeah, your arcs, your transverse arcs, your ponderous arcs. A couple of slippers are in there. Another coquina. What do we got? Another coquina. I can certainly see why people would call those butterfly shells. All right, a jingle. Transverse arc. There's so many, it's like the sand. I don't point it out just because it's there. I almost don't even see them. It's terrible. Great for little craft shells, though. Wish I could figure out something to do with those in all my spare time. All right, so that is also a calico scallop. All right, that is a cross-barred Venus clam. What am I dropping? Ponderous arc. So, mostly, little kitten paw. We'll hold on to that. So it does appear to be mostly your common stuff, sprinkled with a little this and that, depending on what you like, I guess. See, I like the Florida prickly cockle, so I'm going to hold on to that. I guess it just depends, right? If you love the transverse arcs, this pile is for you. There's another slipper. Little slipper shell. There's another one. Yep, just kind of shaped a little differently. This would be a great pile to go through for like white shells or like craft shells. A spiny slipper snail. Lovely. All right. So it was okay. I mean, there's always going to be shells here. It's just a matter of how exciting. That was okay. Let's keep it moving. I'm hoping at the very end. At one point I kind of decided, do I want to turn around and get away from the seaweed or kind of push through? So yeah, okay, I'm getting to the end. I'm glad I pushed through. It looks like the seaweed is really kind of abating at this point. Oh, and this is my favorite spot to shell. All right, good. The conditions are clearing up for me. Oh, a sand dollar. Clearly it's broken. I'm not going to hold on to it. But if you wanted to kind of see the doves on the inside, you could hold on to a broken sand dollar. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave that for somebody else. Keep it moving. Oh dear. Yeah. This, for me is very upsetting. I just think of the creatures. I don't want them swimming with garbage. So yeah, I make sure, especially the stuff in the water. Oh, that looks so much better. And what do we have here? Now, I thought for sure this is going to be a creature. I didn't see the little creature coming out of it, and that's because it's not. It's just a shell. Woohoo! So that's a lightning whelk, rather nice sized lightning whelk. It's so interesting. It broke. The shell broke at some point while the animal was alive. The animal was able to repair the shell. Very obvious. I'm looking at the inside repair. Nice job, shell. Snail. It was a snail that made that lovely shell. All right, I see another lump here. That looks like a rather large hunk. Yeah, a big old chunk of lightning whelk. Yeah, aw, I wish we had met sooner. Kind of thinking about it, like, I'm going to hold on to that. I can see maybe succulents or kind of something in there. I'm going to hold on to that. All right. And, oh, finally, a nice adult-looking Florida fighting conch. Nice looking shell. I'll take that. That looks great. Oh, he looks like another one. Fun. All right, a piece of a moon snail, a shark eye moon snail. And another fighting conch. Oh, a little bit of purple on the inside. Not like that bright purple. Oh, it's pretty. Nice. Oh, yeah. It's my favorite shell. The Florida fighting conch. Oh, and look what we have here. So this is a obviously living lettered olive. They are fascinating creatures. Typically they're nocturnal and they spend much of their day buried in the sand and they come out at night. Now they are carnivorous. They primarily eat small clams and invertebrates and things like that. And they have like that foot. So that's what is moving around. You call it their body. So they'll kind of put that around their victim and then just eat the inside. So they are rather voracious. I also know that they love to eat bait from fishing. If you were fishing, they will eat that shrimp bait and all the bait you put down there. So that is what a live lettered olive looks like, kind of like an alien. Now, I find it interesting that its body wraps around its shell, and that's why the lettered olives are so shiny. Cowries are like that as well. The animal can actually wrap its body around the outside of its shell. Yeah, and I'm feeling kind of like weird. I don't want to keep it out of the water too much as I love just seeing it. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna put this creature back. Thank you so much for letting us check you out for a little while. You cute lettered olive, you. Oh, look what we got here. A Sanibel turrid. Cool. I haven't found one on Sanibel yet, but it's always time. Okay, yeah, as I was saying, this shelling right here in the water, my favorite spot. Favorite spot to shell. Is it better? No, not necessarily. You can find shells up the beach, out in deeper water, for whatever reason. That's the spot that I like. There we go. No seaweed. Oh, this is what I was kind of hoping Tigertail was going to give me. All right, let's peek what's up here. All right, this is really more crushed stuff. I was wondering if it was going to be like tinies. I mean, there's a kitten paw there, but that's not necessarily a tiny. It's probably alive. We're just going to plop that back in the water. So, yeah, mostly your common stuff. Okay, maybe something here and there. Yeah, a little shark eye. All right, I betcha, though. I betcha there's lots of keepers in here. Another very nice calico scallop. There's nice scallops today. Oh, a top shelf. Fantastic. A jujube top snail. Very nice. Oh, I love any of the shells that are that. It's kind of an unusual color. I don't know if it's an anomaly. Oh, the critter's alive. So that is a ribbed cantharus. The chestnut turban, the horse conch can come in this like almost like red color. Yeah, it's alive though, so I'm not taking it. Not cool. There's no live shelling anyway. And I think it's mean. So any of the creatures, no matter how small, if it's alive, it stays at the beach. Oh, another lightning whelk. It's not the most pristine one I've ever found, but it's kind of a slow day for lightning whelks. And who knows, maybe I'm going to run into somebody who really needs one. So I should probably hold on to that just in case. Oh, another lettered olive. Beautiful, shiny, pointy. Yep, I cannot resist. Oh, they're neat looking. All right. Am I going for the orange? Yep. Oh, another little horse conch. Ah, it's broken. That's okay though, because when you hold it like that, it looks just fine. Yeah, and because it's such a bright orange color, I would love to find a pony-sized one. You know, one that's maybe like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 inches, like bright orange. Oh, that'd be awesome. Maybe this winter. You never know. So here's another banded tulip, and it's kind of got that wabi-sabi look to it. I think I'm going to hold on to that one. Oh, another Florida. Oh, this one's so neat. All right, so this is another Florida prickly cockle, and this has a completely different coloring than those other two I picked up. Oh, that is neat. Do I need to look at them all together? Why, yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. So as you, very strong, kind of that first one I picked up, it's kind of light, and then this one's kind of peach. And then I realized I am really interested in the different color variations of the shells. It's something that really draws me into the actual seashell. So it's just something that just kind of neat. I love albinos. I love this view. Holy cow, it's pretty. Okay, so I just rounded the corner. We got a bunch more shelling to do. All right, big old piece of lightning whelk. Again, wish we had met earlier. So just so you know, it's definitely not me, you know, picking up pristine shell. Well, after pristine shell, I pick up a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that's not that interesting. I just show you the good stuff. Like this. So it's a calico scallop, but what I call the orange rare, I wouldn't say rare, I'd say it's just unusual. So it just makes it that much more special to me. I love the orange shells, orange anything. So those are 2 calico scallops. Colors look different, but they are the same species. All right, just kind of showing you where I'm at. I found another. Are you alive? No. Let's see. Are you a keeper, though? That's the question. Yeah, I'm going to say you are. Now, I know there's beach stuff on it. I'm not worried about the beach stuff. I'm really kind of looking past that with the shape and the pattern. A white Atlantic simile. Should call it that, a pink zigzag shell, and then a rough scallop. So that's a little bit different. I've just picked up enough and I can just tell. The surface of it, that's a calico scallop rather. And then a jingle, another jingle. Lots of jingles. I love the black, the discolored things. See, the color for me, I'm just kind of figuring this all out. Oh, coral. I think there may still be a little bit of disbelief that actually keeping this is prohibited, but it is true. I actually had to call someone at FWC. So collecting coral like this is prohibited. So I'm going to leave it here. It doesn't make a lot of sense, even to me, but if it's to protect the environment, I'm on board. And the environment has provided this beautiful view, so I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy some beach time. And then here, giant Atlantic cockle, and I'm gonna keep it. And this is like, today is the day I really kind of discovered, like, wow, I'm really interested again with the colors of the shells. That's a little discolored. I think it's kind of neat. I'm gonna hold on to that. Just kind of figuring this stuff out as I go. This is a big sand dollar. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And all of those barnacles. So they're not volcanoes. They're not empty. I do not know if they are viable or not. They're interesting barnacles. And those creatures could very well be living. So I'm just going to leave it here. I wouldn't have kept that sand dollar anyway, but even a little hitchhiker, it's going to need to stay here. All right. Now that we can see there's no seaweed, it's nice and clear. What else? What do we got here? All right, I'm thinking critters because, oh, okay. Now I feel terrible for kind of putting you on display. It looks like there's 2 crown conchs This is a family-friendly show, so we're gonna say that they're probably exchanging shell cleaning tips. So I just kind of buried or burrowed out like a little spot for them there, so they can continue to share their tips in peace. Okay, sorry about that. What else we got? Oh, yeah, it's furry, but you know what that is? Piece of a crown of a horse conch, rather. Yeah, yep. So I recognized the shape. It'd been there a while. It's rather furry from other things growing on it. And I suspect that's probably the closest we're going to get to a big horse conch today. What about little horse conch? Yeah, little horse conch we can tackle. A cute little thing. And sometimes they'll be that bright red. Sometimes they'll be that like a yellow color almost. Typically they're kind of that orange with a little white top. Very cool. Oh, look at that. Guess what? That's a ribbed cantharus. So that little red one I picked up earlier that was alive, and I also picked up a red cantharus earlier in the day. Anyway, this one's kind of orange, which of course I like. Little unusual orange ribbed cantharus. Yay. All right, I'm chasing something. I saw something. Oh, another little top snail. A jujube top snail. This one's a little more on the pink side. I've heard other people maybe call them strawberry tops, or is there another term that people call those little top snails? I just call them top snails. All right, so at this point, I'm not going to go any further. I've gone as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to turn around and see what did I miss as I was making my way to the very end of Tigertail. Look at this, great. And that's like one of those orange, the red, obviously. It's like a red color. And it's empty. Yep. Nice and empty. Terrific. So that's a little horse conch. Yeah, that's great. Love that like fire engine color. Oh, right. A colorful moon snail. All right, I know. And it's got a little bit of beach stuff on it. But look at the color. Oh, it's nice, rich colors on that. So it is a member of the moon snail family. That beach stuff picked right off. That shell does have a date with some bleach. But other than that, that's a really nice find. A beautiful, colorful moon snail. Oh, that's beautiful too. It's broken. That's a rough scallop. I'm going to keep it anyway because it's orange. It's different. Yep. Keep it, even though it's broken, I'm going to hold on to that. Whoa. All right, cool. Haven't said apple murex today, have I? That's a great shape too. Oh, do you? So you lovely looking apple murex. Oh yeah, another one. Now this is a giant Atlantic cockle, but it's broken. And so it's just interesting me the way that this creature also is able to repair its shell to the point where it probably kept on going. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's neat. Especially because you can kind of see it on the other side of the shell. So that is a giant Atlantic cockle. See a piece of sand dollar. Ah. So that is a sand dollar. I was expecting to find more, or at least a couple, but yeah, that one's broken. I'm not going to hold on to that. I don't know that I've ever come to Marco and not come home with a sand dollar. Oh, look at how beautiful that calico scallop is. Yeah, I know. I agree. Is that face on it? Oh, it's a smiling face on the bottom. Oh, that was neat. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And that's what I was thinking. Do I really get... See, this is enough. Like if I literally just went for a walk and this is what I got to see, it would be enough. But not only that, I get to come out and look for seashells and see creatures and all other sorts of things. So I'm one lucky gal. All right, that is another rough scallop. It does have a lot of that calcium buildup on it. And we all know I like to clean shells, so I'm going to put that in the acid pile. That will get dipped in acid at some point. This is an egg cockle. They're rather unusual. I do not find egg cockles on the regular. That's a nice size one too. So an egg cockle. And then the color of the water. Does it look so blue because of the seaweed? I don't know. It was a beautiful color. The seaweed was bumming me out. That's okay. We made it work. We worked around the seaweed. That is a turkey wing. Or zigzag arc. That is the other name. Yep. Beautiful straight edge on that zigzag arc. Okay, we're starting to get toward, yeah, we can talk about the cut through in a minute. But before we do that, I wanted to show you because I actually saw some of the trees with some of the shells on it. a lot of the trees, Ian, that hurricane kind of took them away from us. So it's always nice now when I get to see the shells hanging on the trees. And it looks like this tree is very specific. People were aware that this tree was here and that you were able to put some shells on it. And so there was a couple more. So it just kind of reminds me of the pre-hurricane conditions. And that makes me happy. So now we're walking through to the lagoon. Now there's not a real good entrance, and so I just use Google Maps. I open up Google Maps and I kind of find my way over to the little trail that will cut through the lagoon. So that's what we're about to do. And it was a little high, the water. That gentleman there is probably, creeping up to his thighs. I'm 5'8". The water was 1.51, and it did not quite to my waist, but it kind of got up there. So probably why I like walking around versus cutting through. And then I do like the reminder, no live shelling. And this is what I left behind. It was a really beautiful day. I'm so lucky. And I feel fortunate I can also help the environment. Now today, very little, 0.4 ounces, which means in total I've removed a little over 56 pounds of garbage. But like they say, many drops make a mighty ocean. Every little bit counts. And I got some fabulous shells like these Florida prickly cockles, different colors of them, the lightning whelks. There was one surf clam, a couple banded tulips, the calico scallops, including some discolored ones, lots of orange ones, a couple rough scallops, the Florida fighting conchs. I see a turkey wing, the bubbles on the jingles, just like a pile. Some slipper shells, including a spiny slipper shell, some olives, the rose petal talons, that baby quahog, the calico clams, sunray Venus clams, some of the distocenias, that pen shell, some augers, the Atlantic giant cockles, the egg cockle, horse conchs, top shells, apple murex, cantharus, the rib cantharus, the colorful moon snail, the Florida cone. There was a worm snail in there, kitten paws, shark eye. So, I know it's summer, and this is actually like a slim shelling day. Florida is so awesome. So that white shell, it's not albino, but it's not also, it's not bleached from being on the sands. Again, just interesting. And I didn't know that I'm like a freak about these, loving all the different things that go on with the colors of these shells. And I do mean freak in a good way. I'm trying to make this journey called life as rich as I possibly can, and I thank you, Patreons, for supporting me in that quest and coming along with me to see what we can learn and how many beautiful things we can experience each week. Next week, we're going to Key Waden. We're going to talk about tides, snorkeling, and frankly, it did not feel like summer shelling. So until then, I hope you have yourself a great week, and I will see you again next Sunday.